One of the strangest stories ever recounted among humanity places us at the very heart of a mystery that accelerates the heartbeat and raises goosebumps across the skin. This is a narrative that relentlessly prompts the mind to ask profound questions. Are we truly alone in this immense universe? For thousands of years, humans have gazed upward at the star-filled night sky, wondering if somewhere far away other beings breathe in unison with us and watch over this planet. Gods descending from the heavens in ancient myths or legends of entities soaring among the stars all echoed like whispers, assuring us that we have never been entirely isolated. Science has carried humankind to the moon, dispatched probes to Mars, and scrutinized billions of exoplanets through the most powerful telescopes, yet no unambiguous evidence of extraterrestrial civilization has been uncovered. Nevertheless, deep within the hearts of many persists the conviction that transcendent entities possessing intelligence and power far surpassing our own evolved long before us, exist somewhere in the infinite cosmos and occasionally visit this blue world. Today, this article examines a real event that left millions worldwide sleepless. It is the account of Betty Andreasson Luca, an ordinary housewife residing in the state of Massachusetts in the United States, mother of 7 children and a devout Christian believer. The incident commenced on a frigid night in January of the year 1967 and endures as the most meticulously documented and rigorously investigated alien abduction case in history. Even in the year 2025, as the United States government continues releasing official reports on unidentified flying objects, now termed unidentified anomalous phenomena, the case still ignites intense debate. The individual who first brought this story to public attention was Raymond Fowler, a distinguished researcher who devoted decades to the study of unidentified flying objects. He participated in numerous organizations dedicated to extraterrestrial life research and interviewed countless witnesses and alleged abduction victims. In the early 1970s, he received a report from Betty and became immediately captivated. At that time, Betty had married and taken the surname Andreasson, later changing it to Luca. Upon their initial meeting, Fowler found Betty living a quiet life with her family in a typical home in Massachusetts. She described an extraordinarily bizarre experience, but her memories were hazy and fragmented. She vaguely recalled small-statured beings with oversized heads and large black eyes, along with a peculiar examination. Fowler sensed this was an exceptional case and elected to employ regressive hypnosis, a psychological therapy technique designed to revive memories suppressed by severe trauma. This method had been widely applied in unidentified flying object investigations, though it later sparked controversy due to the potential for fabricating memories. Under the strict oversight of Fowler and seasoned hypnosis experts, Betty participated in multiple sessions. From the very first session, astonishing scenes emerged. Entering a profound state of relaxation, Betty began vividly recounting the events of that January night in 1967. It was an ordinary winter evening. Betty was washing dishes in the kitchen while her husband was hospitalized following a traffic accident, leaving her children and parents at home. Suddenly, every light in the house flickered and then went dark. Simultaneously, an intense red-orange glow poured through the kitchen window, illuminating the entire interior as brightly as daylight. Peering outside, Betty observed a luminous object hovering silently in the air, neither an airplane nor a helicopter. A pinkish beam emanated from the object, and Betty collapsed unconscious. Regaining consciousness, Betty remained in the kitchen, but everything had transformed. Her family members stood frozen, as if time itself had halted, their eyes open yet unresponsive. At that moment, beings passed directly through the wall. They measured approximately 1 meter 20 to 1 meter 30 in height, with slender bodies, grayish skin, abnormally large heads, gleaming large black eyes, barely visible noses and mouths, and long thin limbs. Initially, Betty experienced overwhelming terror, but the beings radiated a calming energy, gradually easing her fear. They communicated not through speech, but via telepathy, conveying warm and clear thoughts directly into her mind. These entities, now commonly known as Greys, guided Betty outside to a disc-shaped craft hovering nearby. The interior defied imagination, lacking windows, yet walls could become transparent, revealing the cosmos, while all objects self-illuminated and altered shape as needed. Betty traversed numerous chambers, resembling a cosmic tour. In the final room, a white table awaited where she was placed and scanned by a strange device that penetrated her entire body without causing pain. They examined every organ from heart and lungs to eyes and individual cells with meticulous care and gentleness akin to future physicians treating patients. The examination extended beyond the physical. They delved into her mind and spirit. Betty witnessed a phoenix reborn from flames, a vision profoundly resonant for her as a Christian, symbolizing death, resurrection, and eternal life. The beings accessed her deepest thoughts and memories, granting her an awakening to the essence of the universe. They deliberately evoked emotions of joy, anxiety, and fear to observe human responses, and induced deep meditative states to test her inner resolve. Upon completion, Betty was led to a light-filled purification chamber where all tension dissolved, leaving her feeling reborn. She then returned to the kitchen. Her family awakened, believing she had merely fainted briefly, though for her the journey had lasted hours. During hypnosis, Betty's testimony proved remarkably consistent, rich with raw emotion, at times weeping and trembling, at others overflowing with joy. Based on this, Fowler published the book titled The Andreasson Affair in 1979, which instantly became a bestseller. Revelations that Betty had endured similar experiences from childhood throughout her life prompted several sequels that remain classics in unidentified flying object studies, frequently reprinted, with the most recent editions featuring updated afterwords for contemporary readers. The beings Betty encountered established the archetypal image of greys in popular culture from the 1980s onward, appearing in director Steven Spielberg's film Close Encounters of the Third Kind and the television series The X-Files. The Betty Andreasson Luca case shares striking similarities with the first renowned United States abduction in 1961 involving Betty and Barney Hill. Those who accept the authenticity of the incident cite the unwavering consistency of her testimony alongside profound spiritual experiences inexplicable by conventional science. Conversely, skeptics criticize regressive hypnosis for potentially generating false memories influenced by the prevalent unidentified flying object craze of the era, her strong Christian faith, and above all the complete absence of physical evidence. An alternative interpretation involves the ultra-terrestrial hypothesis, positing these entities originate not from distant planets but from parallel dimensions coexisting with Earth. Visions of the phoenix and resurrection messages align more closely with demonic manifestations or folklore tales of fairy abductions. Regardless, the Betty Andreasson Luca case endures as one of the most renowned and influential in unidentified flying object history. Betty Andreasson Luca passed away peacefully on the 18th of March in the year 2022 at her daughter's home in Virginia at the age of 85, leaving an immense legacy through her testimony and associated books. Even after her death, the story frequently resurfaces in research communities and podcasts, as recently as 2025. In the current landscape, the United States government intensifies scrutiny of unidentified anomalous phenomena. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, known as AARO under the Department of Defense, released its annual report in November of 2024 detailing 757 new reports with 21 cases exhibiting genuinely anomalous traits warranting deeper analysis by intelligence and scientific technology experts. By October 2024, AARO had processed 1,652 reports overall, yet discovered no evidence of extraterrestrial technology or unauthorized secret programs. Congressional hearings in November 2024 continued emphasizing the need for greater transparency, although most incidents resolved as balloons, drones, Starlink satellites, or natural phenomena. As of mid-2025, AARO explores advanced options including a custom secure case management system on classified networks to better track and manage the growing volume of confidential reports. The fiscal year 2025 National Defense Authorization Act mandates collaboration between AARO and a new Counter-Unmanned Aerial Systems Task Force to share data on potential drone threats, enhancing detection capabilities amid concerns that some unidentified anomalous phenomena may involve advanced adversary drones. Additionally, AARO plans expanded global partnerships and public reporting mechanisms, while consistently affirming that analyses reveal only a minuscule fraction of cases display truly anomalous signatures with no correlations to adversarial collection or breakthrough technologies. Whether truth or illusion, the Betty Andreasson Luca story compels vital inquiries about the boundaries of human perception and the vastness of the universe beyond our comprehension. Ultimately, what matters is not the answer but the journey toward it. In that pursuit we grow more curious and lead lives of greater meaning, and perhaps one day when that grand secret unveils we will realize we have never truly been alone.
Protects topo invariance.